But staying in the realm of comic book, man, you like this
Ooh,
Secret
yes,
Invasion
sir.
background or this one right here? Which one you like,
Oh, I
two or
got that
one?
first one. I like that first one. I like that first one. Let's do the first one
This
there.
one right here?
Yeah,
Okay,
get my
okay,
man Nick
gotcha.
Fury in there.
So, the guys, this is the next topic of the day. I think this is number 4. Staying on that comic book news, I'm really looking forward to this right here. This is coming from Screen Rant. Marvel's Secret Invasion show, MCU timeline and story dates, details revealed. Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige has revealed the MCU timeline and story details of Marvel's highly anticipated Secret Invasion television series. That just looks great. I love that poster right there.
Yeah.
Guys, again, if you're watching this via live on the replay, there is a link down to this down in the description box for you to read at your own leisure. Setting the Secret Invasion series during the blip prior to many MCU Phase 4 films, raising a lot of questions. Did I skip a part? I don't think I did. But it just goes on to say, like Feige via the Hollywood handle, he recently revealed the Secret Invasion television series will take place within the timeline. We don't know much is revealed about the project as it never is. But according to the Marvel president, the upcoming show will feature during the blip when half of the universe was decimated by Thanos and will explore the events that happened in that period. Now, it's as simple as that. But I got to know, Elliot, how is this
Yeah, man.
possible? Your boy Samuel
Whew.
Jackson is a
Yeah.
big part of this franchise.
Mm-hmm,
But when
mm-hmm.
we remembered him, he was dusted.
He
That
was
post-credit
dusty,
scene
man.
in Infinity War, he was like, "Oh, mother effer," and hit the pager, called
Yep.
Captain Marvel, and he was out of there, and he did not pop back up until 5 years later.
Right.
So, if he is the main character in this show, I gotta hear your
Mm-hmm.
thoughts. I gotta hear your theories.
All
I gotta
right.
hear your plot synopsis.
Let's
How are they
see.
going to
Let's see.
swing this to make this make sense to where Nick Fury is popping up, but he's gone at the same time in this Secret Invasion? The floor is yours, sir.
Well, I think, as Kevin Feige, gives us a little tidbit and drops that bomb and says, it's during the blip, which number one, I love that concept because I think since Endgame, a lot of us was like, man, this is such a dystopian type of world, Cap eating, peanut butter sandwiches and there's whales. I mean, it looks like for those that watched, HBO's Leftovers, which is one of my favorite shows of all time, where it shows half, like a certain percentage of the world just completely like disappears. And there's reasons why if you ever see the show. But I was just so fascinated, like, man, I wonder what this world of the MCU looked like with the original Avengers, all of, half of humanity being gone. And it seems like this show will tackle that, which gets me just really, really excited for that aspect and tackling. I mean, is the Avengers going to be in here? Because we know the Avengers during that 5 years, from Cap and Natasha and all the original OGs are still in this world. So I wonder if they have any influence on the show or whatnot. But going into the big theory, you just mentioned Nick Fury. He was blipped away in Infinity War. I think the next time we saw him was in Far From Home when he was on the Sword planet or in their headquarters in space. So who is this Nick Fury? How is he leading the show? Because this is his show. He's the leader of the show. Well, I think one of the big things is that we can probably speculate that if he is in the 5 year span of the blip being gone, that it's not him. It's probably, what is his name? Talos, if I'm not mistaken.
Talos.
Who is played by Ben Mendelsohn, who also I know is a co-lead in this show as well. So I think that might be an easy way to kind of answer that question, that he's going to be playing Nick Fury in that 5 year blip as he did in Far From Home when, Nick Fury was on vacation or what have you. So I think there's that aspect and that element to kind of tackle there. Or the other element is that this show will be bouncing back and forth from a timeline perspective, where we see certain events that took place in the 5 year blip, how the evil scrolls maybe infiltrated the world, and maybe they've been scrolls. Other characters that we've loved throughout the time has been being a scroll this whole time. So they might show that aspect in the 5 year gap. And then we're going to go into 2024, 2025, whatever year we're in the MCU, and kind of cutting back between those two narratives to kind of, bring all the plots and the stories and all that stuff in line. Because Emilia Clarke, a lot of people are speculating that she's the Queen Scroll. So, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, we'll see what comes of that. But I do think that Ben Mendelsohn will be portraying Nick Fury if he is to be here during that 5 year gap of the blip.
I hear you, man. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm I'm on the fence with this because if we were to do the time thing hopping back and forth,
Mm-hmm.
um that could work, but I want the actual Nick Fury. I don't want to see Talos portraying Nick
Portraying
Fury.
him. Yeah.
If it's not the real Nick Fury in the whole show, that would be very disappointing to me. I mean, they would have to come through with the stinger and a follow up like coming soon next to just really get me excited. But what was it? Yeah, no way home. Um, we know that Nick Fury, he was a completely different character. I'm like, why? Like Peter Parker, Spider was like punking him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like I don't want to listen to you. Get out of my face. You're annoying me. I'm like, why are you talking to Nick Fury like this? You know what I'm saying? Like, put some respect on his name,
Yeah.
And so it made sense to where when we got that at the end, it was like, okay, this is Talos.
Right.
So if we're gonna get that same amount of energy from a character of a whole Secret Invasion series, that will bug me. It doesn't get me excited. I'm not saying that they can't pull it off and it won't be dope as hell, but that
Yeah.
does not get me excited. I know also a lot of people were saying like, it can't be a scroll because of the pager thing. Like with Nick Fury, why would Nick Fury hand over the pager to a scroll? For something so important. But then I
Oh,
heard
for Carol.
yeah, then I heard then I heard Eman on Friday. He made a good point about that as well. I forgot exactly what he said. Just saying, well, no, that is plausible. But I forgot he had a good reason. I just can't think of it right
Well, no, I
now.
mean, just I don't know what you meant said, but I would think the most plausible reason would be because I mean, he knows Carol. They're close friends. They have a good relationship. I mean, he might be more connected to her than Nick Fury at some points with him dealing with the Avengers. So I think he would trust him with that because he's the leader of that particular portion or sector of the scroll.
So let me make sure I understand what you're saying. So you think
Mhm.
Nick Fury trusts Talos enough to give him the pager for Captain Marvel instead of keeping that himself?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
I
okay.
think so. I mean, we're acting like Captain Marvel is like a. I mean, she is a nuclear bomb, but it's just it's just a pager. I think he could. I think Talos is smart enough, intelligent enough. He is a leader, even though I know you mentioned he was kind of goofy in No Way Home, which I'm not the biggest. Well, Far From Home, I'm not the biggest fan of that film as it
Yeah, my
is.
fault. Yeah.
But I think based on what we saw from him in Captain Marvel, he has, he's a leader. He led his people, and I think he can make those tough decisions and make that call if need be. And if if we are to assume that he had the pager the whole time, he didn't use it. If we assume he was on Earth the whole time, he only used it for a catastrophic event as Infinity War. So I think he has the credentials to hold that pager.
Okay. Well, yeah, that makes sense. And actually, me hearing you say that, I think that's exactly what E-Man said. So that makes sense. So y'all's ideas are in line. So that's pretty cool. What's up, baby? To Shiro. The Skrulls infiltration in the comics was big. It was shocking who was a Skrull. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. If y'all haven't seen Earth Mightiest Hero, like Avengers Earth Mightiest Heroes, but it's on Disney Plus now. They have a Skrull invasion storyline, and it was fantastic. It destroyed the Avengers. Like
Yeah.
nobody, it really destroyed them because nobody could trust anybody. They even infiltrated Wakanda. And so it was pretty dope. So you guys can go check that out. I hope it's great.
Me too, bro. Oh
Six
my goodness, 6 episodes.
episodes
That's what I
does
was going
not
to
seem
say.
like a lot, though, man.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like the way if we're going off the tone of what we've had before
Mhm.
for Secret Invasion, 6 episodes just doesn't seem like enough.
This is an Avenger level type of storyline, man. So
Yeah.
so what I think this show, which it kind of sucks, but I think this is a palette. This is a prelude to Captain Marvel 2 and getting deeper into that element of the Marvel. So I think this would be like a soft tease leading to the bigger events that we're going to see in Captain Marvel 2. So it does sucks because we're looking to the first time we get Secret Invasion and really dive deep into it. But I think this is just part one of a continuate story within TV show translated into the big screen, and then probably obviously still having more ramifications of whatever takes place in that story.
I agree. I agree. Is Secret Invasion before or after Armor Wars? It is. It is before. I don't know when
I
Armor
believe
Wars is coming
so.
out. If that's has a date, I'm really looking forward to Armor
Yeah.
Wars too.
Me
You know,
too, man. Me too.
yeah. I still wish it was Don Cheadle, not Don Cheadle, but what's the other
Oh,
guy's
Terrence
name?
Howard.
Terrence Howard. Yeah, I still wish it was
Mhm.
Terrence Howard. I love Don Cheadle, but I still wish it was Terrence Howard. But you know, I am looking forward to Armor Wars. So thank y'all for that.
Yeah, that's gonna be a banger.
But y'all, let me see. Common Core, if it's 6 episodes, I think it's going to be a tease, like Ellie said, which kind of sucks because it's an interesting story. Yeah.
And here, this the only thing I'll give them a little bit. It's such a big story that I don't think a single film or a single show would be able to handle that storyline. So again, it is just this is what Marvel's doing. They're essentially their own comic book run at this point. This is just a one story tied into a next story into the next. So I think this is just a good way to give the people that aren't comic book fans or familiar with the IP a nice little easier way to be more digestible to understand the story. And then we're going to see it continue on without, like I said, Carol's sequel and probably even Photon having something. I think it's going to be a multiple story show movie type of plot.
And like you said, man, some arcs cannot be told in one series or film. I think that Secret Invasion should be an entire phase.
Ooh,
like
dedicating the whole phase to it,
phase 5 or phase 6. Yeah, like for example, I think the whole for Spider-Man, I think like the Venom symbiote, I think that should be a trilogy in itself.
Within
just,
itself, yeah.
Just focusing one movie, it can be Spider-Man getting the black suit and how that's corrupting him. The next movie can be where Eddie Brock gets it. The next movie can be where Carnage comes in, or the 3. It don't have to be 3. Do it 4. 3 or 4 Spider-Man films focus on the whole symbiote thing. A whole phase, 5 or 6, 7 films on TV shows, all with Secret Invasion. I mean, just some Skrulls infiltrating one entity like Wakanda. I don't know if Skrulls ever invaded Asgard. I don't know. I'm not that deep into the comics to know that. Somebody in the chat can let me know, but I'm just kind of throwing it out there.
And to your point, as far as phases, I mean, this is within this phase, and we know Loki got a season 2. What if got a season 2? I wouldn't be surprised if Secret Invasions has multiple seasons. To be honest with you, B, as far as season 1, then tying to Captain Marvel 2, then season 2 tackles another element of the story. So that's the beauty of what Kevin Feige and these creators have at their disposal, is the movie TV back and forth type of conversation being had. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if they do have a continuing. And I'm not saying like Sam Jackson's going to be in season 2, but I could see them having multiple different elements and sides of the story with this, Disney Plus outlet.
Yeah. So there you go, guys. Again, let us know what you think about your theories and how this is going to play out. Like, are you happy with the 6 model episode? Do you want Secret Invasion to be a movie, a series of movies, entire phase? What do you think, how they're going to depict Nick Fury? Is it going to be a Skrull? Like, the blip, all that. We want to know. And again, the link to that is in the description box below for you to read at your own leisure. Before we finish the show, what the Mavericks doing right now? They up, they down?
Let's see.
I know you guys are I feel bad for hosting this show during the playoffs, but I'm curious.
Warriors up 6 with 4 minutes to go in the first quarter.
6 already. Okay. Shout out to OneTakeBigDog. This wonderful brother right here. You guys show him some love. Smash that like button just like he said. We would all really, really appreciate it. And I have did I close it? No, I got it right here. I just had it out of order. All right, man. Well, we're gonna move on.
Big Dog, Warriors in 5.
I'm sorry,
B. Warriors in 5.
Boo. I'm a Maverick fan. I gotta represent here in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. But let's move on to this next topic right here, man.